Hey, have a little faith. What about those crazy cannibals you said you and Joel ran into? They came after you guys once. Maybe these WLFs are connected to them.
No. It didn't seem like the same group.
Maybe those black market smugglers back in Boston?
Do not. Joel crossed a lot of people. I don't see the point in guessing.
Okay.
At least until we find out more information.
Hello, Dixon, and welcome to
Ellie.
part 2 of this game.
Yeah, I'm getting close. Start keeping an eye
A
out.
whiskey this time, though.
Got it.
Hello, Rain Brain.
Here we go.
Guess I was wrong. Turns out you do know where you're going.
It's kind of cool to see this kind of world, you know, where the time has just absolutely stopped. Hello! Hello, welcome to the stream. What's up, people, on the Sunday?
Stay with Shimmer.
Yeah.
Let's do a little bit of exploring. Hello, Aaron.
Yes.
Welcome to the random stream. Hello, B. Yes, I think so. Are you suggesting something? Seattle, that's a American city never been to, but want to visit that place as well someday. And I gotta say, so far,
Anything good in
as
there?
I've been playing this
Found an
game
old tourist
for
map.
maybe
Oh.
about
That's something.
4 hours now, I have been really enjoying this game. Even more so maybe than the first one. But also it's hard to say because still very much in the early hours of the game. Well, B, as it seems to be, I love drama. I love pain with stories. So when hurt is brought to
seems
my
quiet.
so-called beloved characters, be it
Think about how well we hide our
games,
lookouts.
movies,
I
TV
know.
series, I just
That's
love
what
it.
scares me.
That is one of the things which I loved with Game of Thrones and TV series like Oz. About political agenda, well, so far I haven't seen any kind of a political agenda with the game just yet. So while it may be obvious to certain people in certain countries, certain cultures, well, it is very different for people in different places, different cultures.
Whoa. Is that the QZ?
Yep. Watch the high spots.
Yeah, well, that's exactly be what I like. I mean, I'm not saying that I like all the nasty shit, but I wouldn't like if everything was just like going nicely. Like I said, there needs to be hurt in order to things being satisfied. For example, there were lots of things going on in Game of Thrones which didn't go as I guess many fans hoped, and that it's what's made the series so interesting and so rewarding, except maybe the very end. Yes, exactly. Well, Game of Thrones is definitely one of the best series for me ever. Hello, Nokia man, the city of Labrigant. Well, one season won't ruin me a whole story, so I have to disagree there a lot. I mean, parts of season 8 were just fine, but obviously I hope that they would have been able to maintain that level. But it seems that was not possible. But if we compare to Game of Thrones to Oz made it a lot better. All right, Cosmic, thanks for hopping in.
Anything good in there?
Pretty good
Hello,
delve in.
Based. Don't kill that wasp if you can let it live. But in general, endings are the hardest thing. You know, it's hard to end any kind of story, not just TV series or games, just movies too. Sometimes the ending can ruin the whole deal, and sometimes it can save even a bad story.
Are these cages?
Holding cells. Soldiers had them in Boston, too.
So I'm just gonna explore a bit in order to find some things and also to just get some parts. Well, yeah, I liked Sopranos ending. Have I ever tried playing Warhammer 40k, the tabletop game? Do you mean the role-playing game or the miniature fantasy battle? I am very excited about the Game of Thrones spin-offs, especially Targaryen one. Yeah. Well, I played miniature games around 90s, but that was sorry, no, that was for Warhammer 40k. I also played Mordheim, which is kind of a smaller scale, like a skirmish scale miniature battles, like kind of like a small team instead of an army. So yeah, played them, and also Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. And yeah, I sucked at painting those miniatures. I mean, they look really cool when you have the skills and the patience and good eye-hand coordination. I don't. I just suck with whatever which is miniature. So I'm like more like big moves guy, you know, kicks and punches. But when I have to screw a tiny little screws or paint miniatures, I fucking suck at it. But Warhammer games are still among my favorite role-playing games, or war games in general, because I like the lore. I like how the game world is very gray instead of being black and white. Like, there are no good guys. There are just neutral guys and some really bad ones. Yeah, the lore of Warhammer games is really, really good. I probably missed a question earlier there about Sopranos. So, and somebody was asking me about Satyricon. I think the one from Nokia. Yeah, I guess orcs are nowadays kind of a peaceful race because of all this kind of bullshit. Yeah, I think Sopranos was just fine. I just finished the second run there with my wife because she hadn't seen it, and we just gave it another go. I mean, for me it was the second time, for her it was the first time, and well, she liked it. She was a little bit surprised about how it ended.
See a way in?
Ellie, what about the roof up there?
But yeah, I think orcs are supposed to be all about war and chaos. So when orcs are made to be this kind of peaceful stuff or whatever, I think it's just bullshit. They're just weakling orcs, which is very interesting.
Ellie,
Oops.
what about this?
Breaking Bad was good also. What I think about LGBT component in this game, like which way? Like, do you mean how these characters kissed and caressed about each other? Well, I gotta say, Better Call Saul, watched it only for a couple of seasons and never actually started to care about it. I don't know. So where I'm supposed to climb? Well, Abby certainly seemed like a tranny, and I think it makes interesting. A lunatic tranny. To be, I don't mind whatever the characters are, trannies, gays, heteros. Who gives a shit? Bad people are bad people. Good people are good people. I mean, I'm a simple guy, you know. I like what I like. I don't give a shit if somebody wants to suck a dick or whatever. well, that's part of the fun because it's different, you know. Sometimes it's really
Dina,
cool.
meet me
I
up
mean,
here.
I found it
Okay.
cool and kind of confusing to be forced to play the bad guy, so to speak. I think it's actually a very brave move, much like it was a very brave move back in the days with Call of Duty
I'll
4
keep an
to
eye
just
out.
kill the main
Just
character
see
for
if you can get
real,
the gate open from the other
and
side.
the player was playing. There
Sounds
was
good.
no choice to keep it alive. I think world needs more of these brave moves. If that is a political agenda for some, well, then it is. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. So people who are more old-fashioned and conservative are, well, they just have to swallow it that there is a place which is just beyond their typical stuff, and then you die. But I mean, I'm not expecting. I'm not saying that people are expected to like it, and I don't think that's Morjes, ink in the water. So I'm not saying they're supposed to like it, but I mean there are lots of things people are not supposed to like. That's part of the deal here. So if some, you know, movie character is bothering you, well, what can I say? Well, what does being a nationalist have to do with if you have to play an insane character? You know, one of the best GTA 5 characters was a kind of a sociopath. I'm talking about Trevor, if you know the character. And some people just hated guts for that guy. And I enjoyed it. And it probably makes me a sick guy to be that, finding that character to be played enjoyable. But what can I say? I mean, I like in role playing games, I sometimes create a character which I would find very annoying, you know?
Cool.
But I mean, I get why playing Trevor or this Abby would be annoying. And I think it's kind of a bold move from game developers to put a character in game that is not to be liked. Like basically, this Abby doesn't matter what kind of thoughts you have about lesbian, hetero, bi, queer, whatever stuff. I mean, it doesn't change the point that it's an annoying person. And I think that's what matters here. Well, I think the user Metascore is just bullshit because sometimes people vote it just because they're a fan of games. They might be giving high upvotes without even playing the game. And sometimes they just do those protest votes the other way. So I think it's just a load of bullshit. And that's kind of proving the point why democracy doesn't really work. I read so stupid things how based on like how people say on Metacritic, like, hey, I bought this game and played it 100 hours, bought it for like $50. I didn't think it was long enough, so I give this 1 out of 10. Like, what? Seriously? Well, that's if that works for
Hey,
you, cool.
how do I get
But
you
I think the
there?
Metascore is very much way too politicized. And sometimes it might be for your favor, doing the right job. Cool if so. But just believe me, it is so often full of bullshit. So if you are up for a normal, normal, angry nerd, voting there, and you like that, well, I'm happy for you. But it really doesn't work for me. No, I mean there are lots of professional reviewers, especially in Finland. I mean I know quite a few of them, and I know they are not doing that kind of reviews like hey, I bought this for 50 euros and it was, or $50, and it was like 1 hour game length, and I still think it's way too short, so I give this 1 out of 10. Well, it might be that the case is like that in the United States. I really don't know. But in Finland, I mean, we have high quality reviewers,
Okay. Wonder when this was written.
and people are not pushing their agenda, like political things or whatever. So things are different here, I guess.
The Saravena base. That's something.
And I don't think it matters if it's a small scale or big scale. It could, some people could think like, okay, this Rauta is so small channel, so he is full of shit. I mean, PewDiePie, well, I don't know. I can't stand the person. I mean, nothing against her channel as such, but I don't I cannot watch that channel really. Just goddamn annoying.
That's a generator.
But I mean, if your taste and his taste are working in like conjunction or whatever it said, that's good. I mean, and he is a big channel, so like really big. Let's just say that his style and my style are not exactly fitting together or something like that.
Okay.
But anyway, what matters is that people will find the reviewers that are helpful for their tastes and all that stuff. So that's all there is to say, I guess. And I'm not doing game reviews anyway, so it doesn't matter
Hey, everything
what I
okay?
think about the game.
What was
I
that
mean,
sound?
I'm just streaming
I
and
got
I'm
that
enjoying
game
this.
Gotta figure out this
I like
now.
the first game very much anyway.
We believe in you.
Thanks.
And there are probably a lot of people who didn't enjoy that game. Yeah, personally, waiting a lot for CD Projekt's Cyberpunk. It looks really promising. Probably getting it for next gen. In my opinion, this sequel has, like, basically everything is better here. The game mechanics, graphics, the gameplay. I really can't say about anything about the story so far, of course, because I'm like 4 hours in. So, who knows how it will be when I've been playing this a bit further. And yeah, I know Witcher is still in my to-do list. Maybe after this, I really don't know. I started playing Assassin's Creed Unity on Xbox recently, so probably gonna keep doing that. But then again, I can't stream that game because it's on my Xbox. But yeah, I am totally the audience about Witcher. Just too little time, too many games. That's the common problem here.
Needs juice.
Hello, Hollowbeard. And I don't know, but it seems like this game is probably better with the puzzles. Yeah, B, I totally get it. Like I said, some people didn't like the first game too much. I haven't heard Commodus album. Hello, Natalie. How was your weekend? I need more juice. Yes, I saw Resident Evil. It's one of the games which is related to my work, and gotta say it looked really horrible. Trash horror movies with a friend. Well, that sounds like a good time. Yeah, Resident Evil 8 looks sick, and to be honest, I don't know if I have the guts to play even Resident Evil 7. I mean, I have it, and I know it would make wonderful for stream, but I don't know if it would be fun for me, while it could be fun for you, because, I could be just like scared shitless. Can I take this? Can I take this to the area over here? Nope. Yeah, actually, I have a virtual reality set here. With, PS4. How old are you then, Cosmic? Can I actually throw this around? Oh yeah, baby. So what I was saying, this game does have more interesting game mechanics.
Okay.
Me then again, I feel like I'm too old for the old games. Yeah, I'm gonna buy PS5 as well as I'm gonna buy a new Xbox as well. Xbox as well. Oh, oops. I guess I need to take a look at the passcode. Checkpoint gate codes 0512.
Yes.
I don't know if I have mentioned it here before, but my day job is actually related
Let's
to
get out of here. That crash was pretty loud.
gaming industry, and as such, I have kind of a need
Now what?
to
I found a note back there. Had some codes on it. Says there's a WLF safe
buy
house at some
or
place
rent.
called
Well,
Saravina
not
Base.
necessarily need to buy, but
Saravina.
necessarily I need
So
to
we
get
find
a
it?
new console as well.
Hopefully we find our first WLF. Get them to talk. Go from there.
Let's do it.
What's the time now? Right. Since it's work day tomorrow, can't really stay up that late today.
Oh shit, look. Saravina Hotel.
That's gotta be it. Okay. Let's find a way past this, fuck Fedra gate.
Very creative. Gets right to the point. Let's get closer and scope it out.
Well, yeah, I think it's kind of fascinating that they decided to do Demon Souls remake. I mean, after all those Dark Souls games and Bloodborne, very popular. So why not? But I also think that it might be just
Idiots.
for
Just turn
people
everyone against you.
who were actually interested in the newer, Dark Souls game. So it might not be just for random gamer Joe. For example, I felt that Bloodborne was really too hard for me. I mean, I don't have the patience to get good. I'm not even, shy about it. I mean, I'd rather
Okay, here we go.
learn to play the guitar better or do my gym training even more hardcore
It's out of gas.
than spend
Damn
that
it.
vast amount of time in the
Well, what do we
game
do now?
that
Oh
needs to
shit.
get you really
The
good
note.
in gaming.
The note mentioned that there's gas in the courthouse garage and
But
the
definitely
dome.
a game for
Alright.
some people who like
Courthouse
the
garage and the
challenge.
dome. So what's the plan for finding these places?
We ride around and see what we see.
You think Tommy came through here?
But he did. So, where are we?
Just look at this landscape, these graphics.
Pretty sure we're here.
Ah, nice. I'll mark it up as we go.
What the hell happened out here?
I'm guessing the military bombed the shit out of this place.
Why would they do that?
Well, they would sometimes destroy parts of the city that were lost to the infected. Or to rebels.
That's cool, based.
That seems like overkill.
Well, it usually worked.
On the infected or the rebels?
Both.
Shit.
Believe me. You're lucky you didn't grow up in QZ.
Must really make an impression.
Song of Horror. Nope. Gotta say, Song of Horror doesn't even sound familiar.
Got a caravan up ahead.
Over down here.
Looks like an ambush.
What would
Hey,
happen?
I think I found the courthouse.
How can you tell?
See that sign up there? On the building that says courthouse?
Oh, well, nice work, detective.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
This place on the map.
playing Battery is awesome, so could be a worse. So anybody
So,
been
you
to
were saying...
Seattle?
Right. So, what would have happened if I'd stayed? I'd probably just become one more asshole soldier.
No way. I can't see you taking orders from anybody.
Yeah, good point.
I gotta say...
Hey.
What is it?
Says there are supplies at some bank.
Might be worth checking out.
Well, this game is in Seattle. What's chop? Do enlighten me. Or is it sea hop? I was just wondering if this game has, you know, some cool resemblance to the real city. Alright, so it's an Occupy thing, alright. I was just wondering if this is based on Seattle, because the infamous Second Son was based in Seattle. It's also Sony owned team that did the game. So I was just wondering, like, if there's a reason why Seattle, and if these buildings are modeled after real Seattle. Alright, Cosmic.
Alright, what were you talking about?
Mm-hmm. So, I gotta say, I was expecting the Seattle QZ to be a lot more... occupied?
Yeah. Maybe they're all hiding at the Saravina.
How many WLF you think there are anyway?
Well, at least 8.
If we're lucky, that'll be it.
We'll be fine. We should stay alert. Stock up while we can. pretty good.
Well, that's what you have when you have a lot of guns, I guess.
Jotting this down.
Well, land of the free and all that stuff. You know, America #1. Bald eagles and shit.
Looks like that's everything over here.
Really? So basically, Antifa is nowadays, I don't know, mafia? Just more loosely organized. Yeah, Sign is one of the better battery ones. So, America is going back to Wild West and all. Well, to be honest, my my understanding of Antifa is based on what's going on here, or I mean international levels. So that's how I've come to the conclusion it's not very organized internationally, even though it might be organized locally. But I'm not saying I'm an expert of that or anything. So I really don't know. Here it seems Antifa is just a bunch of, well, not necessarily kids, but, you know, an idealist bunch of people doing random
This must be the music
stuff,
shop.
Man,
which is
imagine this place when everything was intact.
nothing, nothing very smart about it. Like, for example, when they
They
were
got a bunch of records here. The Sleek Habit.
The
vinyls.
sick habit.
Close enough.
For example, like
Okay. You
some
only
of those
listened to it like 100
Antifa people
times,
were
Deirdre.
trying to
I was only listening to it because I
bust
thought
a
you would too.
gig. I think it was like maybe a couple of years ago, maybe not as long time ago. And their stuff was to just put cement into toilets so these evil black metal bands couldn't play there. Now more Burzum classics coming to you. Natalie, don't say. I wonder if somebody has actually tried some Burzum tunes with this guitar playing game element here. Yeah, that is really, really, really stupid.
What was that?
Nothing.
Well, nothing sure sounds nice.
Remember that night by the bonfire?
Yeah.
Ah, come on, I tried to do some bad music with this. I knew you would understand it like it. Talking away.
I don't know what
I don't know what.
I'm to say, I'll say it anyway.
I'll eat your dick and your hamburgers.
Shying away. I'll be coming for you, okay.
Aha, now they are singing a Norwegian black metal band. Me. No. But you do know that Aha is from Norway. I'm sure they have a black metal connection. Cosmic, I ruined your smoke moment with just simple Aha.
Needless to say,
I need my heroin today.
Stumbling away, slowly learning that life is okay. Say after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry. Take on me.
I know people are disappointed on my stream. They were supposed to get serious streaming and I'm just fooling it around. Well, this is how you actually get groupies. Do a cover with an acoustic guitar and then pants get soaked. It's exactly way more easier to get those pants soaked with black metal than death metal. Now let that sink in for a bit.
You should have kissed me then. I wanted to.
Me too.
Alright. We should keep moving.
Yeah.
And it's even harder to do that with thrash metal. I'm not saying little girls, but I'm just saying that black metal is more related to them ladies than death metal or thrash metal. Maybe that's because of this kind of a gothic appearance and because black metal can be so melodic, so atmospheric and all that stuff. I mean, come on, have you ever heard of atmospheric thrash metal? Have you ever heard depressive death metal? Or have you ever heard of atmospheric, soothing, acoustic, melodic, melancholic death metal? Really? Cosmic isn't come to Finland. I mean, places like Steelfest, I guess like one third of at least 25% or whatever is like chicks. But if you go to a death metal show, trash metal show, it's way more guys. Way more guys. Exactly, Natalie. I knew you would know it. But anyway, here if you just compare any black metal show to a death metal show or trash metal show or grindcore show, well,
I don't think there's anything else in here.
there's multitude of women in black metal shows or fests compared to, well, other sorts of extreme metal styles. Natalie, exactly. So black metal definitely is more appealing to them ladies than death metal and trash metal. So with the figures, that is a factual amount of numbers, we could say death metal and thrash metal, for instance, are more manly, more masculine style of music.
Ration
Also,
distribution
if you
center.
take a look
In Boston, they'd line up for
for
blocks.
how many
And the food
ladies
sucked.
play in
I
death
go
metal
crazy.
bands versus
Yeah, some people did.
black metal bands, you're guaranteed to find that there are way more chicks in black metal than in death metal or thrash metal. And I have my
Fuel distribution.
theories about it, and
There
I
we
know
go.
I would get shot
Fedra
for
secured
saying
the
them
shit
aloud
out of this
because
place.
you're not supposed to
Boston always
break
had
the
food
taboos.
shortages.
You're not supposed
Hungry
to
people get desperate.
tell people the actual numbers because they don't like that. No people in black metal or black metal band would be happy about to hear that. Yeah, your music is basically more inclined to get female audience rather than other styles. And meanwhile, on Finnish Facebook, you will hear guys bitching how death metal gigs are not that popular versus black metal. Well, yeah, I know what Mikko Aspa said in that documentary because I was saying the same thing. Black metal is guy music, man's music. But it only applies to, I guess, the ideologies and people making the music. So while we could safely say that black metal is guys' music or masculine music, well, still the factual numbers say that you will find more gals doing black metal photography than death metal or thrash metal photography, not to mention blogs, writing songs for given genres. So if we take a look at how many gals are in black metal bands, I mean it's very very low percentage, but it's even lower in other styles of extreme metal.
Can you get through?
All right, I got you. Shit.
Stay low.
Natalie, I guess that's very true. And black metal is so much more
I think we dropped
aesthetic
all of them.
style of music
Yeah, looks that
than
way.
death metal. So that explains also a lot. And of course, flirting with the occult is so much more romantic. You know? Black metal is way more romantic. Doesn't matter if you don't want to admit it than death metal. And besides, when death metal is about serial killers and rapes and all that stuff, how many women actually want to get related to that? I mean, fuck you, fuck you with the knife. Oh yeah, that's my favorite romantic song. Yeah, Cosmic, you do that. Just start listening to AOR, and you will find good lyrics and more reasonable women. I'll just fucking with you. Well, yeah, Charles Manson had groupies, but Charles Manson wasn't exactly a serial killer. Now, Ted Bundy, he was totally different breed. But yeah, it's a good point. I mean, serial killer definitely have their fans as well. Burn, baby, burn.
Help me!
But in general, even those ladies who were about Ted Bundy, they were because of him
I think
being a
that's all of them. I don't get it.
famous
If there
person,
were still people around,
you know?
they would have cleared this place out.
And there are
Maybe they didn't
always
make it here.
this kind of people
Maybe.
who are not,
Let's
you
find that
know,
gas.
who are gonna believe.
I don't believe he actually done it. I mean, he's so cute and smart as well.
Like, I mean, yeah, the evidence says otherwise.
Yeah, but it was planted evidence. Maybe some look-alike killed those poor girls.
Yeah, right. But I mean, what do I know? Burnt to a crisp. It was very interesting to see that Ted Bundy documentary series on Netflix. And then, after that, watch the movie about Ted Bundy, you know, kind of a drama movie. It was cool. But it's curious why in places such as United States, serial killers are more common than in other places. I mean, surely Russia has their own share of serial
Hey,
killers.
Ellie. This place is a synagogue.
How can you tell?
One, there are menorah decorations on the wall. It's a Jewish thing. And two, I didn't burst into flames just now, so
Burst into flames?
it's just a dumb joke.
Oh, unlike your other ones?
You shut it. This place brings back a lot of memories. My sister used to drag me to a synagogue all the time.
You never struck me as much of a believer.
Nah, but I like coming from a long line of survivors.
Only
You're
the
not
true
heartbreaker?
believers
That,
will survive the
and the
storm of
Inquisition,
evil.
and the Holocaust. My family always made it out alive. Barely.
Shit. Latch is on the other side. Found the gas. Just need to get back there. Okay.
Well, gotta say, this game isn't as nowhere as linear as the first one, which is very, very much fun if you're into open world games.
Here we go.
I remember Wrath
God
from
damn it.
Hey, language.
uh,
Also worship.
True Black Dawn,
It's
previously an
empty.
Nocturne Crescent.
That
He
sucks.
loves
Now what?
story-driven games, but he just can't
That's where I rented
stand
the
the
courthouse
open world
garage.
games where there's too much sandbox
Let's get out of here.
element.
Do you still pray?
Sometimes.
Really? When?
I said when we left Jackson. I said when I told Brave. Sometimes I just...
Oh, this explains why B didn't like this game. They're Jewish
Does it help?
praying people.
I think it calms me. Helps me put things in perspective. It's a way to deal with grief. A way to show respect. It's what I know.
Yeah, this makes me wonder. Makes me wonder that would I be a calmer person if I prayed a lot?
Dear God, please make all those Antifa guys and gals go away. You mean this voice? How can you be sure, Natalie? Wouldn't you like to think that praying would help?
This way.
Right behind you.
Sometimes this sequel definitely reminds me more of
Hey, what are you
Uncharted
doing?
games
Bet I can get to the other balcony with this.
versus the first
Okay.
one.
Ellie, careful.
It's okay. It's holding.
Woohoo! Indiana Jones. Alright, let's move on a little bit. Yay! Wow, what an acrobat.
Nothing to it. Come on, Dina.
Right.
I hope you got where you were going. $57.74. Are we in the future?
No, doofus, that's a Hebrew calendar. For the new year, my sister used to give me an apple dipped in honey. Ugh, now I'm craving it.
Oof, that does sound pretty good.
Jewish holidays are all about food. And celebrating not getting annihilated by our enemies.
A long line of survivors.
Exactly.
Celebrations about food. Sounds like my kind of religion. Yeah, church was fine. A few blowjobs, some heroin, naked nuns. Pretty standard.
What's this?
Oh, this is the Torah.
The what?
It's scripture. It's like a Jewish Bible. My sister would have flipped for this. The one we used in New Mexico was half burnt. All right. Well, at least they didn't just chuck everything.
I wonder if there's a band called Harrod, you know, like Torah, inverted. I mean, after all, there's a band called Havohay. So why not Harrod? Now you start to understand why B was so much against this game, you know? Come on. kind of forgot the controls already. Oh, fuck this. Yeah, we've been in a synagogue for quite a bit. Didn't you hear my bad jokes about it? Guess not. Ah, failed. Maybe her sister was a mental Jewish person. I don't know if they're all mental. I really don't know. But in general, I think that religious people are kind of a mental. And now if I offended somebody, too bad. And now the synagogue tour is over.
Okay, cross the dome off the list.
Let's go find the courthouse. It might be worth grabbing some supplies before we press on.
No gas.
It's peaceful out here, at least.
It's weird being
Alright,
in
it's
QZ and not
11.
hearing trucks.
I guess
More
I have to
gunfire and
stop
explosions.
around 30
My
minutes
sister
or
always
so.
avoided QZ. That's
Get a
probably
shower
why.
before heading to bed. I mean, goddamn hot
She'd
here.
sometimes wake up screaming
Sweating.
in the middle of the night.
That's rough.
We always had a backpack so we could bail if something happened.
Alright,
Never
cool.
stayed in one place for more than a few weeks.
Panzerwagen.
It sucked. I've never seen one of these in action.
Yikes. These guys had a bad day.
What is it?
Cosmic, since you
Burnt
know
skeletons.
stuff about guns, do you also
Not how I'd
know
wanna go
anything about tanks?
Kind of like those astronauts.
What are you talking about?
One of the early moon missions, there was an electrical fire and the astronauts burned up in their capsule.
Well, at least they died for something worthwhile.
Exactly. These guys were just assholes killed by other assholes.
I was just wondering, like, have you ever rode a tank or something like that? You know, a friend of mine had to do this kind of, I don't know what the word is, but, well, in Finland, okay, let's try to explain it in this way. In Finland, we have this, alright, this was an interesting graphic glitch. Check it out. Woo! No trees, a lot of trees. Crazy. So in Finland, when you do a military service, sometimes you are called upon a few years later to kind of relearn some of the tricks. So kind of like extra training or whatever it's called. And my friend, one of the metal guys,
Somebody
you
was
know,
camping here.
Looks recent.
was
Think it was
operating,
Tommy?
I think, sort
Maybe.
of some kind of missile launcher platform or something like that. You know, or one with the big guns. I'm not really sure. But anyway, basically moving like a tank. So I asked him if he could like record the sound of that machine moving because it would be much like a tank moving. And he actually recorded that. That was early 2000s, and that was still when mini disc players were still used. And he actually recorded the sound. And we were supposed to use that sound for Annihilator's album as one of the kind of samples, but never actually ended up using it. It was pretty cool. I don't know why we didn't use that. It's because it was actual army sound footage. I'm not sure if that was surface to air missiles, but I believe it was something like that. Yeah, I don't know if it's very interesting, but it just came to my mind when I noticed this tank here. So wanted to share that
This is
anecdote
cool.
for you
And like a holy
because
shit
it wouldn't
moment
be
right
a very
behind me.
interesting liner note.
Relax. It's probably been like this for years. It's not gonna collapse today.
Like who would want to read
I
this?
think.
Yeah, we were supposed to
Not a fan.
do this what are their tracks even called? We wanted to use this kind of a tracks sounds for our album, but didn't end up using it. How to describe it? I mean,
Shit. You wanna bail on this? Your call.
I've never.
They're wearing body armor.
Oh crap! I mean, I spent half my service in the army, which wasn't that much, about 4 months, and then the rest I did in civil service. So can't say I've experienced that much, really. But I think in general, Finnish army training is pretty good quality. That's what I've understood anyway. I guess that's how we managed to, not me, but how Finland managed to kick ass of Russia back in the Winter War. Fuck, I hate those clickers. I'm wondering if these clickers can be even stabbed in the back because of that body armor. These moments are kind of a nerve-wracking for me. So my sidekick actually kills the enemy. Now that's handy.
Okay.
I'm
That's
not
all of
sure,
them.
but I feel like this game is a little bit easier than the
We
first
found the
one.
bank. What's with the body armor? They don't look like soldiers.
Yeah. Not sure.
So Cosmic, you never replied. How old are you, roughly? You don't have to say your exact age. I was just curious because you mentioned that. Also, I'm in general keen to know about people subbing the channel. Not because I'm too interested in your personal life. I'm curious in general, but I don't need to know details. Because I'm just wondering what kind of audience the channel has. Because I know some people are older than me, which is really cool. And some are like teenagers.
I think these body armor guys were trying to rob the bank.
Oh shit. It's like that movie.
Which one?
The one with the surfer bank robbers.
Oh, yeah. Love that movie.
Burzum debut is older than you. I see. Let's see if I remember this correctly. No budge. Alright, let's take another look at the notes. So if you're not that old, that should mean that these new games are not that 0602306.
Here we go. Got it.
And everybody dropped from the stream because it's so boring. Well, at least I don't have to comment as much, if that's the case. So there's this benefit of people going away. Always take a look at the bright side of things, right? Motherfucking shotgun. Now we're talking.
Thanks, dude.
Now the tricky question is, I don't even remember how old I was when I was listening to Burzum
Look at
debut.
all this money. The bag's full.
Man, if we were back in the old world...
Oh, thanks
Whew.
for the info,
Rich.
Cosmic. That probably explains why these numbers go up and down. Not that I have too much time to check out the
We tried
numbers all
robbing
the
the bank
time.
on
I
Culp's
just
birthday.
try to check
Always
out
seemed
your
smart at the
comments and questions. Because I try to be the polite dude to see your comments and questions, and I try to reply to you.
Cool.
Yay, a trophy. Anybody have any idea what that Latin phrase means? So there was nothing else, really. Yeah. Because I certainly don't have any idea. And I really don't want to do Googling in the middle of gaming also. So it means just so great and small. Oh, thanks for the translation. That's why the audience is the best. Well, good audience is the best. Well, it might be, but I doubt Lord of the Rings has Latin included. Oh, fuck. More clickers. I'm saving bullets. What the hell is this? This gal just walked there. No problemo, even though the clicker was just basically coming right after. Talk about some game mechanics. Now this music actually reminds me of my favorite horror movie, The Thing. You know, that kind of a slow-paced bass frequency going like doom, doom, doom. Cosmic, are you asking that from Natalie or from me? Four years. All right. Nothing wrong starting black metal career with Venom. Not the typical choice though. I mean, I guess most people who would hear Venom nowadays for the first, I think it's not that likely to end up coming from Venom to so many other bands.
That place was crazy.
Just guessing
Got
though.
a shotgun out of it, so not complaining. Okay, let's get to the courthouse. Help me out here.
Maybe we can get in that way.
Oops, now we're getting the wrong direction. Oh man, Chuck knew his thing. I mean, Death being one of the best bands of all times. That is, if you ask me.
Hear that?
I hear it. Infected.
It's coming from the courthouse. This is gonna suck, isn't it?
At least we're ready for him.
Well, Natalie, that's at least we have something in common, which is great. So when we have the Rauta Fest, at least we have something to talk about.
Here we go.
Lots of annoying zombies. Let's see if we can take down this mean motherfucker. You know, let's do this for a while. Because I have this idea that I might just, die soon. I guess there are lots of good autosaves, but still. Don't you just hate when there's a bunch of these mean motherfuckers? I knew it. I just knew it. Failed my stealth kill. Oh yeah, I could have been used a goddamn brick or bottle. How come I never remember that? And now I don't even have that whiskey. Maybe you killed the motherfucker. So, you see, I don't have to kill these motherfuckers. Because she's doing all the fun. Ah, come on! That was a close call. Hey, look how that tracks.
Okay. That it?
I don't hear anything.
Somebody
It's been like
downloaded
that.
this stream.
Yeah.
Well, because of my lack of playing skills,
I wonder what it was like to
or
serve on a jury.
maybe because of
Bet it was
my
fun. Sit down.
because I was
Try to
defending
tell if somebody's
playing
lying.
a tranny.
Just give me
Nah,
5 minutes
B
of
and
my
me
life.
are cool. I
I'll tell you
mean,
if they were lying
we
or not.
are
Oh, wow.
on
Okay.
very different sides when it comes to religion and nationalism, I guess. But I don't think he's like that. And if he does, I mean, who cares? Who cares about downvoting some stream? What is gone? That downvote or what? Or that? Or that clicker? But yeah, actually, one of my well, let's put it this way: the co-founder of Rauta, who wasn't or still isn't. That's a good one, Armageddon. I'll upvote that comment. Oh, so that unlike the downvote thing just disappeared. Oh, maybe it was just a misclick then. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But my co-founder, the one who co-founded the channel with me, despite not being a metalhead, but helped me to create this channel with his camera equipment and all. And when we discussed some of the videos which were getting a lot of downvotes as well as upvotes, I think it might have been Satanic War Master interview, but it might have been something else too. Anyway, one of those videos which got both votes, up and down. And he said it's really good if you get votes, because then it actually means that this whole deal, the whole topic, is very controversial. And those topics are usually more popular than the ones where people just agree on things. So, to give you a little bit of insight how people brain works, yes, he was totally right about it. Because let's just say I do a review video where I praise a certain album, and people are like, "Yeah, Jerry, I agree with you. Yeah, you're so on point with that." Blah blah blah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't, of course, dislike if people agree with me. I mean, it's nice to hear that and all. But when people just agree upon a certain video or certain topic, it means there's not left for conversing about it. So that isn't exactly an interesting topic. But when an interview,
Hey,
for
little help?
example, Satanic War Master or Nargaroth one, when there are lots of downvotes as well, then we know we're up for debate. Then we actually know that, this is gonna get interesting.
Nope.
Or
You're
NSBM
telling me you
videos
never got in
as
trouble
well.
back in Boston?
The one that I
Oh, I
did,
got in trouble,
I think was in
but never
February or
landed in the
March
courthouse.
about NSBM. It got quite a few downvotes, and I knew it was gonna happen. And I think it was more than welcome, because that means people were not agreeing on things. It's not like people only downvote when they think your video is stupid, but they actually downvote when they don't like particular band or, for example, my take on it. So they might, for example, watch a video interview and they might just, dislike the band so much. So it doesn't matter how cool or stupid questions I make, but it might be that I dislike that band so much I'm gonna downvote it. as if they were just like voting the band. For example, a lot of people actually disliked that Wolves in the Throne Room interview for the reason that they don't like the band. They don't like what they're saying, so they downvote the video. And while I don't certainly think that is a punishment for me, I know that they're just, trying to kind of a vote, trying to say what they think about the band. So basically, they're punishing the messenger boy. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. I'm just finding it very amusing because it's like,
Serious
hey, I
shit
don't
is
like
down here.
these guys, how they look, so I'm gonna downvote
Parking
the
garage.
interview.
The
And
gas
like,
is in there,
okay.
right?
Well, that's what the note said.
Well, let's get down there.
But that's how people do it. So if you get a lot of downvotes, for example, at 110 downvotes for Cosmic, I think you're hitting a nail there. You're really making a point when people are downvoting your video, especially if you're getting upvotes as well. So I guess my co-founder was kind of a right about it. Like if you get both votes, then you are making an interesting point with the video you're making. Obviously, if you just get downvotes, basically, then you know you're doing something wrong. Not necessarily wrong, but in general, people are not accepting your message or idea, whatever. But I mean, I've learned through my day job because I keep watching quite a few of those trailer videos for games. So it doesn't matter how cool a certain
Ride
game
on
video
yourself, I
is,
guess.
people are still downvoting it. There might be like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views with a really cool trailer video, giving you a little bit of insight about some game or movie, doesn't really matter. And suddenly there might be some few dozen downvotes like, I don't like this game one bit. And I think it's kind of a funny. Oh, let's grab that bottle again. So people are like that, simpletons in some ways. All right. Oh yeah, let's read this. Yes, that's our. That's also a good point. Hey, what happened to my manual? So that's that. Nothing. Boring. Hello, MWA Worldwide Legion. You came tad bit late because I'm actually ending the stream. I'm so sweaty pig that I swear to God and Satan and all those forces of evil combined that if there was a camera on this stream, you would notice how much I'm sweating. Well, exaggerating a little bit, but in general, I feel like a sweaty pig. I think I just smell horrible here. Then again, that just fits the mood of this game. I think I do a little bit of inspecting here with this room, and then I am. Alright, no idea what this is. What code could it be? Are there hints laying around? I think if I don't get the hint right. No, and there it is. Hey, look at
This
this.
might come in handy.
Thanks for holding that for me. Lots of blah blah
This
blah
guy was a
blah blah
Fedra commander or something.
blah blah blah.
They were losing to the WLF and trying to escape.
So you already finished this game, Warren
You
Armageddon?
don't need a lot if you're that vicious. We need to be careful.
Let's just be smart about it.
Okay, Jesse.
Well, you've been busy if you have already played it. Or do you mean you just watched it on some other stream? And you didn't just have enough of, what was the code? Oh, I forgot it.
Okay, double check. Go slow. Yes.
All right, Warren Armageddon, cool. What did you think about? What did you think about the game? How much did you enjoy it? Was it better one than the first one? I couldn't have put enough hours on this game even if I kind of wanted to, you know.
What now?
That might work.
Really?
Careful.
But tomorrow I won't be streaming because I have other plans.
Infected, watching! To the right!
Oh, goddamn clicker. You can't say it was better than the first one though. Okay, alright, I'll take your word for that. And I was gonna stop the game right here, but guess not. Scream for me. I didn't have any weapon. Goddamn, I was ready to... Oh, there was a R1 button with the training manuals. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna get great scores. That clicker with the shotgun blast.
Jesus. I think that's all of
Jesus,
them.
always the Jesus.
Those Fedra guys never even made it out of the garage.
Am I the only one who's actually thinking
Yes.
Fedra like Fedora? Like whenever they are talking about
Not
Fedra,
climbing back up
I'm
over
like,
here.
Fedora. Alright, I'm gonna get to a safe spot and do a manual save, and then I'm gonna just hit the shower. Because not gonna go into bed stinging like this. Yeah, this gunplay could be a lot better. I mean,
And
this is not
wait.
the same kind of
Got
level,
gasoline. Our luck's changing.
you know, like
Don't you jinx us.
games with are actually shooters. But then again, this kind of a crappy gunplay,
Fuck Vedragate is calling
which
for
has
us.
always been part of Resident Evil games and
How
whatnot,
do we get out of here?
that is, I think, part of an essential part. I could even add to a survival horror games, because I mean, if the action is too easy, then you just kinda start to rely on easy combat. So you know, it kind of causes more panic when the gunplay is a little bit clumsy. I don't know if they use that as a
Coming.
ways to justify the controls, but that's how I feel about it. I never played the original Resident Evil games, so I really can't say that on my own behalf. But what I read about the game historians and the old
Okay, let go.
game reviewers saying
babe.
about
Thanks.
original Resident Evil games, they always said that the clumsy control
Okay.
system was
Gate.
part of that
Could be a while before we run into
survival
Eddie and her friends.
horror
It might be worth
mechanics.
grabbing some supplies before we press on.
Good point.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places crossed out. Alright, guess I need to check out the diner, then we're ready to move on. Yeah, let's do one more Molotov. Alright, that's it for this game stream. I'm gonna just do a manual save here. I guess it already got saved. So let's see, how many hours in? Some 5 hours, it seems. Like, right? Yes. Alright. Based on 5 hours, I am very much liking this game. Anyhow, thank you guys and gals being here on stream with me. Not likely to play tomorrow because it's work time and send some gaming session with my real life buddies. But I will be back in the following nights, I guess, because this is on my top priority gaming game at the moment. Anyway, see you more reviews coming tomorrow, and take care.